Have you ever been watching a movie or TV show and you think to yourself, I have no idea what that tastes like, but it looks good? Or maybe you see something else and you think, yeah, I know what that tastes like. Or perhaps, and maybe even most commonly, oh, that looks awful. Oh, that's gotta taste bad. But while watching a movie or TV show, have you ever had an experience where you felt like you were actually tasting what was on screen? It's a rare phenomenon, but food can be presented in such a way that it creates a vivid enough picture for your brain to prompt a perceived taste. Most studies would say that in order to actually taste something, you would need to place whatever it is in your mouth and let it hit these things called gustatory receptors, primarily located on the tongue. I'm not talking about taste. I'm talking about perceived taste. The perception of flavor is a multisensory process. In our day-to-day lives, we use our sense of smell, sight, hearing, touch, and obviously taste. When we see food in movies or TV shows, most of these senses become sidelined. They become incapable of helping us perceive taste. So, what senses do we have left at our disposal? Well, sight and hearing would be the most dominant senses in helping us perceive the taste of the food we see in movies and TV. But smell, touch, and the taste sense itself now have to rely on past references. If you see a burger being prepared on a TV show or even a YouTube show, you don't know how it actually smells, how the buns feel in your hands, the texture of it as you bite through its cross-section. But your brain makes up for that, fills in those gaps by pulling from your real-life references. This can be very limiting. If you're seeing something that's supposed to be the best burger in the world, chances are your brain will open up the vault and pull a reference of the best burger you've ever had. And oftentimes it is challenging for a movie or TV show to exceed this subjective perception or preconception, to burst through this glass ceiling. There really aren't many examples of movies or TV shows that have managed to accomplish this feat. Upon narrowing down my shortlist, I could only think of two. The first food item is a Willy Wonka Scrumdiddlyumptious bar. I can taste this chocolate bar. And no, I'm not just tasting chocolate. The funny thing is, I can't accurately articulate the flavor profiles I'm perceiving, but the chocolate bar is snappy, a light aromatic sweetness, maybe a hint of fruitiness, the kind of smooth flavor that amplifies with every exhale as you breathe out through your nose. So why is it that my perceived taste of the Scrumdiddlyumptious bar is beyond that of the actual taste of any chocolate bar I've ever had? It's all in the selling of it. The movie does a great job at getting the audience to buy into Willy Wonka himself. And mind you, this is before we've seen a single second of him. Willy Wonka is described as a man who could take the sunrise and sprinkle it with dew, cover it in chocolate and a miracle or two. He is the candy man. Him and his wondrous creations known the world over. A lot of studies would agree that the sense of sight is the most dominant sense in terms of setting your expectation for how a food item should taste. But what makes this Willy Wonka scene so impressive is that the perceived taste is predominantly derived from the sense of hearing. Hearing the shop clerk sing of the wonders of Willy Wonka and his chocolate. The giddy excitement of the children as he does so. Of course, the sense of sight is also very important here. Even the change in Charlie's expression as he bites into the bar. You believe it. You're imagining a chocolate bar that would give you the same experience. The picture that is painted is so vivid that it gives your brain the information, the inspiration it needs so that you can actually perceive the taste of Willy Wonka's Scrumdiddlyumptious bar. The scene understands that most of our senses are sidelined, And the choice was made to pay particular focus to the senses the audience could still utilize. The second food item is in the movie Ratatouille. And no, it isn't the ratatouille itself. Despite the movie being named partly after this dish, I don't think it's showcased very well. You don't really know what to think of it. It's prepared so spontaneously. It's on the plate before you know it. It looks pretty, but it doesn't look tasty. In my adult years, learning what ratatouille actually was, it was world-shattering. I thought, surely not. So, what food is it then? Is it Remy's omelette? Is it his special order? Or the soup? No, it's from much earlier in the movie. It's the strawberry and cheese combination. And I know you're probably thinking, I know what a strawberry tastes like, and I know what cheese tastes like. But the scene isn't trying to sell you on strawberries or cheese, or strawberries and cheese. What the scene is trying to sell you is the perfect marriage of sweet and savory. Two contrasting flavors that when paired amplify against the other, combining to create something greater than if you were to taste each individually. A perfect marriage. Each half bringing out the best in the other. It's dumbfounding how a simple little union of flavors can create such harmony. And in Remy's case, it's euphoric. Bear in mind that Remy is a rat. Up to this point, most of his meals have been literal garbage. He's just starting to explore his love for food. Real food. I'm gonna be honest, the thought of biting into a block of cheese grosses me out. And strawberries, they're just okay. But Remy's pure elation is infectious. You're experiencing this as Remy. You're tasting what he's tasting. You feel like a little rat trying fresh strawberries and cheese for the first time. I'm sure there are other foods in movies and TV that accomplish the same feat, giving you the perception, false or not, of actually being able to taste what it is you're seeing. Maybe I'm forgetting a few, but Wonka's Scrumdiddlyumptious bar and Remy's strawberry and cheese have always elicited a strong response from me. Maybe you've experienced this phenomenon with other foods in movies and TV. If I have made any glaring omissions, be sure to let me know. Alrighty then, until next we gather around my table.